What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Bears Profit Plays YouTube channel. If you enjoyed the content in this video, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel below. Also, be sure to stick around to the end of this video for a quick message from our team. Let's get into the video. All right, guys, let's get into our college basketball picks and predictions for Friday, February 17th slate of games. Trey, start us off.
0-3. 0-3. Let's go, boys. That's how we roll. We will be better tomorrow. There is no way that we can be worse. But I went 0-1, as you can see. I'm kind of like Ray Trolls at the moment, trying to pick 0-7 last 7. But, year to date, still above 500. That just goes to show how good I was doing pre this very, very long slump. Look forward to my pick today. Look at the college basketball board. You will know who I'm picking.
Yeah, I had the TCU Iowa State game under 134.5 the other night. That cast for us wasn't on there last night because they were still playing. Tonight I had Memphis over 77.5 team points. If you watch this game, you need to get yourself checked into a mental institution tonight. I'm here fighting through the elements to give you guys my next pick for tomorrow. But mentally, I'm gone. My body's here, but I'm not. I'm so far gone that I can't even begin to put words into anything. I don't know. That's what this is. What I'm talking about right here. You have bad beats in college. I get that. You can't win every bet. Kendrick Davis, the best player from Memphis, went down with an injury with 4 minutes left in the first half. Memphis at the time had 36 points. They finished with 44.5. Now, I was texting a buddy, and I said, I'm very nervous for Memphis coming out of this half because Davis is the primary ball handler. He's the heart and soul of this team. He's the leading scorer. He's everything. Second half begins. They do well. 8 points in 4 minutes. Very good start, Memphis. After that, 16-minute timeout in the second half. They forgot how to play basketball, and they're just kids, right? We can't get too mad. We are betting real money and giving advice, and it sucks to lose a game like this, but they're just kids. They're 20-year-old kids, 19-year-old kids. Memphis, out of that 16-minute timeout till the end of the game, scored 6 total points, and I don't want to get too much more into that, but they also shouldn't have won that game, and I really think it's a bad example for the NCAA to let them win that game, scoring 6 points out of the 16-minute timeout. They won on a last-second layup. 2 of their 6 points scored in the second half. Memphis went 10 minutes without scoring a point. They got to the line a couple times. They missed the front end of a 1-on-1 multiple times and then scored with 7 seconds. Like I said, won the game 64-63. Brutal loss. And you say it's not even close, right? 64 points, still needed 14. They scored 16 total in the second half, 44 for the first half. Or 18 total, in the second half, 44 total for the first half. Kendrick Davis is that team. And I'm going to write about Memphis on Saturday when they play Houston on the road, where the spread will probably be double digits, considering Davis is going to be out for that game because that injury looked pretty gruesome, pretty bad rolled ankle. And if you listen well here, because this is a member pick I'm going to put out here for free on our website on Saturday, Houston will win this game by 30-plus points if Kendrick Davis does not play. And that is being very generous to this Memphis team after what I just watched. I'd also like to credit UCF playing defense in the second half. Memphis didn't do that alone on defense. UCF played outstanding defense in the second half. Sorry to vent on here, but they just finished playing, and I'm dealing with it in my own way. I'm sure many people have other ways to deal with it, but this is how I deal with it, talking it out. But that was my pick for tonight. I'm done now. You can go, Teats.
Whenever I get upset, I like to take a deep breath and do some kumbaya meditation. Psych! I wouldn't be here if that's how I handled this stuff. No, I definitely understand. That's a hard way to go down. You were talking about Houston. I don't want to talk about them either because I've taken Houston twice in this college basketball experience, and both times they've failed me. One time, an outright down beating against Temple. They lost by 1, but when you're favorited by double digits and you lose a game, that's not good. In this case, I think they were minus 16.5, minus 17.5 against SMU. They won by 15. It was a great team win, but it's still an L for me, and that immediately puts them in the shit list. If you cannot cover against an SMU team, even on the road, by 17 points, especially when you're up 23, you got to keep the foot down on the gas. And going back to the fact, yeah, they're college kids. Like they're kids, 18, 19, 20 years old, but some of them are also getting paid money, NIL deals. So, they're kids, but they're also in an industry. So they need to show up and show out for some of us viewers. But that's just me kind of ranting for a little bit. It's all good. We'll bounce back. Houston, you guys are still great. I just will not be picking you guys from this point on.
Yeah, speaking of getting paid money, the refs tonight got paid money a lot. Horrible, both sides of the ball. Fun fact, not one block call was called. 10-plus charges were called in this game. No blocks, not a single one in the game. Both sides ref were horrible. Is what it is.
I want to take this time to say I apologize for breaking up money because I didn't realize we were opening up another can. So we'll get into it.
We'll get past it when we go 3-0 tomorrow night. We'll laugh at this moment. So let's look at our picks for tonight. Trey, start us off.
Oh, you know it's bad whenever Teats gives his spiel and then Bear takes it right back to Memphis, and those feelings are real. Those feelings are real, guys. Drop down below. Send Bear some positive vibes. We've all been there on some very bad beats, so we all know how he is feeling. This game is not going to be a bad beat, though. I told you guys in the opener that you guys knew who I was picking. If you quickly scroll through the ESPN college scoreboard, you will see that Marist is on there, and you probably assume that's who I'm picking. Because I'm at this point 0-7 my last 7 days. Marist is the only thing I know at this point. I'm pretty sure 8 days ago they were my last win. So why not run it back with the boys in red? With this game basically being a pick-em, Marist, underdogs by 1.5 points, it really has me very juiced for this game. And these two teams have already played this season, and Fairfield absolutely smacked Marist by 19 points. So you're probably asking yourself, Trey, are you just jumping into the deep end with Marist, plus 1.5? Yes, I am, because that 19-point win for Fairfield is a trap final score. You just got to look into the box score to kind of see what really happened. Marist only made 4 less field goals than Fairfield and lost by 19. The big reason for that was because Marist lost the 3-point battle by a very wide margin. Marist went 1 for 13 from beyond the arc. And the secondary reason is why God forward Patrick Gardner only scored 13 points. That's not going to happen again. Gardner's averaging 18.9 points per game, top 20 scorer in college basketball. I very, very, very likely see him score 25 plus in this game, and that'll be all she wrote for them. Because this game is going to be very ugly. If you don't like Marist plus the 1.5, I would lean the under 126.5. Because both scoring offenses are absolutely terrible. Fairfield is the 336th ranked scoring offense in college basketball, scoring 64 points per game. Marist is even worse. This 349th ranked college basketball in scoring was scoring 62 points per game. So, like I said, if you don't like Marist, I lean the under here, but I do love Marist plus the points. And here's why. Here are some juicy trends. Fairfield is only 1-4 ATS whenever they are favored in a game by 1 to 2.5 points. That's right in this sweet spot at -1.5. And the underdog in this matchup is 5-2 ATS in the last 7 meetings. Give me Marist. And also, I will say this. If you know where I can find a Patrick Gardner jersey, send it my way. Drop it down below in the comments. I've been scouring the internet. Can't find anything. I got to support my guy, so just let me know.
Yeah, Trey, I like that you're back on Marist to get over that 0-7 slump. Marist is going to get that one for you. I can feel it. For me, I've got my Max shirt on. If you can't see it, the Maxion. This slate tomorrow is brutal. There's not very many good games. The one game that is going to be the best is the Maxion game. Kent State versus Eastern Michigan. Kent State is -17. This game will be won with efficient offense and lockdown defense for the Flashes. Going back, looking and watching Buffalo play EMU, they scored 90 plus. But Buffalo, we have talked about, it was very bad defense this season, one of the worst in the nation. EMU just played Akron as well. We watched that game as well. 78-51 in favor of Akron. Akron, a team who is Kent State with a worse offense and worse defense. They are the great value to Kent State. However you want to take that, take it. I've grown up on great value all my life. They're still good. But Kent State is a name brand, and they're going to kill EMU in this game. In the last 2 for EMU, they have scored 63 and 51. Toledo was one of those games. They only allowed 63 points to EMU. A team who can't stop Lordies, a team who scored 88 on them on the road. If your next question is who's Lordies, it's a good question. They don't have a logo, but they are the Gray Wolves. On the road, scored 88 on Toledo, and EMU scored 63. EMU has the worst defense in conference, and Kent State should run this one up early. Take the Flashes by 20 plus tomorrow night in a garbage slate of games. Teats.
Yeah, I'm kind of following Trey with going back to some roots that I'm pretty familiar with, and I am looking at the Iona Gales and the Manhattan Jaspers. And I don't even know what a Jasper is, other than some places, like some states may have it as a town or something. The spread 16.5 in Iona's favor. Over under is looking about 140 and a half. Here's the thing. I really am pretty comfortable with either way you want to go, whether it is -16.5 or the over of 140.5 for Iona, or for the total. Either way you want to go, you can do it. I'm going to hit Iona -16.5. So Iona has had a really, really strong last 5 games. On the road against Niagara, they won 72-55. On the road against Canisius, they won 80-59. That's a 21-point game. They beat Fairfield 70-61 on the road. They beat Mount St. Mary's by 30 points at home, and they did beat Quinnipiac 78-72 at home. Some of those teams, they're kind of just the middle lane type teams. They're pretty decent, but they're not really going to make much of a splash anywhere. But teams like Quinnipiac and Fairfield, they're going to be teams that are going to try to compete in the conference tournament to make a push for March Madness. There are teams that can definitely turn it around at any given time and take over some games down the stretch. And looking at Iona's next few games that they have lined up, it is not going to be an easy stretch. So Iona really needs to get wins while they can. Focusing on the three that I love to talk about for Iona, Walter Clayton Jr., he's averaging 16 points, 4 rebounds, 1.6 steals. Nelly Jr. Joseph, say that 3 times fast, still love the name, 15 points, 9 rebounds, 1 block, and 1 steal. And Dennis Jenkins, 15 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal. Dude, that's really the only 3 you need. Like, it's like the most dominant, strong group of individuals you can have on a basketball team, because those 3 at any given time, arguably, I would compare them to a similar NBA level of like Bosh, Wade, and LeBron when he went to the Miami Heat, in the sense of one of those 3 are going to be able to go off at any given time. They may not be LeBron James, Chris Bosh, or Dwayne Wade. They may be their own players. They might not be close to their level, but for college purposes, that's kind of a comparison that I can see. Manhattan, they're 3-2 in their last 5, although they're 9-14 on the season and 7-7 in conference. They beat St. Peter's by 16. They lost to Rider by 11. They beat Siena, which is impressive, by 5. And then at Canisius, at Niagara, against Canisius, they won by 7, and they lost to Niagara by 6. Their big dude is Ant Nelson. He averages 15 points and 4.6 assists with almost 2 steals a game. That's impressive. And Samir Stewart, 14 points, 1.2 steals. So they've got a couple ballers, and Manhattan does steal the ball pretty well. They play really good guard defense, traps, force turnovers quite a bit. Although the last time these two teams played, it was in Manhattan. I don't think Iona brought their best game. They beat Manhattan in overtime 84-76. Walter Clayton had 21 points. Nelly Jr. Joseph 15 and 11, but their entire starting 5 had double-digit scoring. For Manhattan, you had Samir Stewart off the bench for 18 points. And I didn't even talk about Ant Nelson because I think he had like 10 points and 6 assists. I mean, it wasn't really impressive to really talk about the stats. I just think that down the stretch, Iona is really wanting to lock in at this point. They're one of those teams that honestly I'll be watching come March Madness. Minus 16.5 is a huge spread, and I'm scared to take it because of what Houston just did to me, but they are at home. And I think Iona is going to get it done at home. So minus 16.5 is not a fear for me. But like I said, if you don't like that, take the over. Both these teams do score at a high rate. So I think this will be a shootout. I just think Iona will take a huge lead.
All right, guys, that is 3 more plays for our college basketball picks and predictions for February 17th slate game. If you guys enjoyed the content, please be sure to drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel below. We'll see you guys next video, and thanks for watching. Just want to let everyone know that while we do give out free picks, plays, and predictions on our YouTube channel, we also have a website for you to check out. On our website, bearsprofitplays.com, you can subscribe to the website absolutely free with an email and gain access to our written articles about upcoming sporting events. If you're really looking to make some cash, we have an option to become a member of our website. If you become a member, you will gain access to our Locks of the Week, which are written articles that go in depth as to why we are picking that particular outcome. As of now, our member plays have been red hot, hitting over 60% of our plays. If you don't want to become a member, it's no sweat. We are here to try and make you guys some money. That's our main goal. So come on over to bearsprofitplays.com and subscribe for free. Check us out, follow our free picks, and see for yourself that our member plays are a great investment for you. Thanks for watching.